What is a number line? Let's find out. So a number line is simply a whole bunch of numbers, on a line. Isn't that an awesome definition? What do we mean by a whole bunch of numbers on a line, right? So let's find out. Well, we know that this group of numbers, this collection of numbers, we call them natural numbers represented by uppercase letter N. That is numbers 1 through plus infinity, right? Then we have also learned that the collection of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 through plus infinity, we call these whole numbers represented by uppercase W. And finally, we have seen that these collection of numbers from minus infinity, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 through plus infinity, these numbers are called integers represented by uppercase Z or Z. Now we want to put all these numbers on our number line. So number line needs to have a line, right? So here we have drawn a big giant line. Now remember, line extends infinitely in both directions. All right, next what do? Next we are going to put a small marker anywhere you wish on our line, right? So this could be a small marker or a dot. The point is that you are going to draw the small line anywhere on your big line. Next, we are going to draw another small marker on the line. Now, what is the distance between these two markers? Is it 1 millimeter? Is it 5 centimeter? Or is it some other number? It really does not matter. So maybe for the purposes of this video, let's say the distance between these two is 5 centimeter. And we are making this up, right? Next, what we are going to do, we are going to draw another marker equally spaced. So if we took 5 centimeter between our markers, then we are going to take 5 centimeter and draw another marker. So what we are going to do is we are going to draw a whole bunch of these markers. What is most important to understand is that the absolute distance between the markers, it is not so important. What is most important is that they are all equally spaced out. So they are all equidistant from one another. So if this distance is d between these two, then these two will be also d measure apart. All of these lengths will be d, right? All right, now comes the numbers part. So we will arbitrarily take any of the markers and call it the number 0, right? And then from number 0, as we continue to go to our right side, we are going to start numbering them 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So each marker we are going to start to put the number. So this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, similarly 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth, all the way through plus infinity. Now as we move to our left side from number 0, we are going to mark them, each marker similarly negative. So we'll start with -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, so on and so forth, all the way through minus infinity. So what we have is a line with a whole bunch of numbers on it. So this line now has from minus infinity through 0 through plus infinity, and we call this a number line. So let's clean this up, and this will look something like this. So this is a number line. So the line extends infinitely in both directions, and we have a number 0, and then number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way through plus infinity. And similarly, number -1, -2, -3, -4, all the way through minus infinity. Now, remember, you may wonder that why we talked about it does not matter what is the distance between the two, right? So let's take some examples where I'll show you how, if you take different lengths, how will it look like? So let's say we have done this kind of spacing, right? And each measure, let us just say here, is 1 millimeter apart. So as you can see, they are quite closely spaced, right? In this case, our number line will look like this. So we are going to randomly start with 0 somewhere, right? And this is our number line. So we start with 0, and then the numbers will look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way through plus infinity here. And similarly on the left side of 0, 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, all the way to minus infinity here. Now let's do one thing. Let's now take a number line where we are going to make the markers a little bit more spaced out. So let's say here I have taken each marker 5 millimeter apart, right? So in that case, my number line will look like something like this. So this will be my 0. And again, remember that it's completely arbitrary which one you put 0. What is important to understand is you put 0, and then as you move to the right of 0, the numbers are positive. And as you move to the left of 0, the numbers are negative, right? So here we have picked 0 somewhere in the middle. And as we go on the right side, the numbers look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to plus infinity. And similarly on the left side, the numbers will look like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 through minus infinity. So now let's take one final look at the last number line. The markers are even more spaced out. Let's say the gap between each marker is now 10 millimeter. So then the markers will look like this, correct? And then our number line will look like this. So we will arbitrarily pick a number 0, and then as we go to the right of 0, we will put number 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way through plus infinity. And as we go all the way on the left side, the numbers will look like 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 all the way through minus infinity. So friends, this is a number line. So now you may wonder, so what are these big gaps? So what is going on in here? What are these over here, right? So this will be the conversation of our next video.